allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us. Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help?
Very good morning to you all. My name is Kris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. You can see my back. It's a little bit different today, and yes, I'm trying to adjust to a very, very new environment. Yes, it's not been easy, but it faces properly stress. But I'm managing. But this is the only way you get better. You're going to start and you're going to get moving and you're going to move. Yes, today we do hope the best. Now, before I come on the show this morning, a very young lady just said, you know what? I can tell you, what is it? You see, it's very important. I see, that is true. Many people have said, but what do we do? This is really how I know how to do it. So we're going to do what I know how to do. And when young people take over this platform, they're going to do it better. That is what I'm saying. And that was my solution to that. People, this is important. That we are now in a new era, a beautiful era, an era where we need to pass what's in all fronts. The last time I came on the show, I'm going to spend this new month, the first part of the new month, to discuss this education of the Negro. Now it is education of Africans. You know, when the Negroes, when the black people got to America, they were taught a different religion, and it was interpreted in their own way. And that was the religion we knew. We were given the education that will suit our position in society. If you come to the UK today, let me put it, and I say, oh, for you to get your pick as a black man, go and learn security work. Because it's not my fault. It's the job you're going to do. It's the training you're going to have and get a good job in society. Or if I say, go and learn how to do care. Because that is the thing, that is the reality on ground. Exactly what was happening to us when the white people were in charge of rules in Africa. We were trained to be clerk, servant, cooks, errands. That was the training. And you couldn't name those who brought education to us. That was what they needed. Now, why would I train people on skills that they don't need? So, and if you watch out what it said, in fact, after independence, the first task of Nigerian elite was to establish universities, establish schools that will train us for the benefit of us. No more now for the infrastructure of the colonial masters. And let's be clear here. They came and they needed clerks, people who can interpreters really, then clerks. Those the people they really needed. And they train people for that. So it's about your ability to read and write in English language, which is that legible writing you inherited from them, and speak English. Because they know you can speak your local dialect. Because number one issue they had was how to communicate with our peers and our people there. So with you serve as an interpreter, and in the UK today we still have the need for interpreters. So it was a very good task, and they did their best to train us in that matter. But today, they left us 65 years ago, and we now have these structures in place. You know, when I Google today, I just Google Nigerian universities, and what came out was interesting. We had the list of universities, you know, schools, and all that. And now, the question I'm asking now is, are these schools designed to fit into the colonial infrastructure or to fit into our current society? Funny enough, even if you study in the UK, they try to give you transferable skills that will be useful when you go back to your country, we have a lot of foreign students. Yeah, the curriculum is designed in such a way that they know that you're not going to stay in the UK. So most of the courses they will teach you will be international sales of goods, which will be useful anywhere you are. If you study the English law, that's for those who want to study in England, who are foreign, who are home students, they're the ones who are really expected to study the English law. But as a foreign student, they give you so much opportunity to study. And during your research, they allow you to delve into your own home so that whatever you are learning will be useful to where you're coming from. This is even unfortunately, most of our education system is yet to employ. If you look at your curriculum, if you look at your curriculum, you find that it is not designed for the Nigerian society. And that is the thing I want to say. We're going to be brutal, we're going to be sincere. In the next 1 hour, that's what we're going to try. Where we discuss that difficult issues together. What do you understand when you think you look at the Nigerian education system? Has it been useful? To what extent? With the amount of money, with the amount of facilities we now have in place. Now look around you. How many universities do we have? In fact, we now know that any new governor of the Delta State that comes to place, they establish new universities. By the time we have a new governor from Ijo, now in Delta State, because they are here to produce a governor, or Isoko, they're definitely going to have a university in Ijo. 2, 3, they have to. And you're asking yourself, why they're doing that? Politics, I understand. They want to educate the people to understand. But the question I ask them is, of what use? Is this, if you are going to copy and paste the same system that we have in Univen, in Abraka, in fact, in now Zoro, in all the universities, you're going to copy and paste it there. You're doing nothing. You're just playing politics. You're trying to be nice, but you've not added any value to our system. And that is a sad one. You know what I saw? There's hardly anybody that goes to the Senate. I'm waiting for that phenomenon. It's just very slow. I don't have time to attack you, bro, because you are one of the weakest in the people I've seen. Omar Gige was smart. But what did Omar Gige do? I'm talking about now. He brought the Polytechnic Orogu to Orogu, which is a good thing. The question I ask is that what is new? What is special about this poly that is not in any other place? Now, let me put this way. Today in Delta State, if I can identify one of you, if I tell you, if I'll be setting up a school, I'm saying, what do we need? What skill gap do we have? Maybe we have skill gap in technology, in IT. We don't have so many IT kids at the moment, and there's no IT school. We don't have school of agriculture, which is something we might want to look at. Petroleum, we already have one, thanks to the federal government. We don't know how useful it is. Then one other area is I was thinking that if we have so much minerals, now we don't even know how many oils we have in the land. What are they? Where are they situated? We don't have that. How many schools of geology do we have? Omar Gige was in Senate. If he was telling them that we want to set up a school of geology so that we train people from my area who can look at what we have, that would have been an interesting thing. Instead, he played politics like every other person. He got the school, he got the poly, and listen, it's all good. I'm not against it. But I'm just saying, are these fit for purpose? And very many of you, it is because it is not. When you come to an office and you are not prepared for it, or you don't even understand that the politics of Nigeria is you go to the federal and drag it home, or you go to Ogbodiwo is there and you have to drag it home. That's why we now have the university in Ororupe. Why not? He's from Ororupe now. He has to please his people. Stupidity of the highest. I'm very sorry. And that is of what use is all this now. I'm just talking slowly to my place. I'm not familiar with my area. I don't know where you are, because when I talk about my shows, I'm more familiar with Delta State, so I bring them in. I'm sure if I have the opportunity to, because Nigeria is too just to be, it's too broad to be able to bring the state of the nation. So what I want to do is I always use my case study and use it as a point of reference so that you can look at where you come from and ask yourself what are the difficulties. Now let's look at it on the general level. I've said it. But let me start before I come to the one that touched me. I'm going to focus only on education. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you how we have been miseducated in politics. The miseducation in religion, you know that already. The miseducation in art is what I want to focus on today. I don't want to go to art today. Let me just do the Nigerian university and the kind of people we have. Now let me ask you this. During the COVID-19, during the COVID, everybody in the world, the British went into research, America went into it, in fact Russia went into it. Every country in this world, they went into research immediately on how to cure the disease. Because they know whoever come up with it first is going to make money. So it was for two reasons. They started it so quick, but they want to make sure they come up with the vaccine because the vaccine was going to bring a lot of money. What were we doing in Africa? We were waiting for the vaccine to come so that they will send to us. Is it not sad? I know many of you will be very unhappy with what I'm talking about. Do you know today all the pills you swallow, they are all coming from India? The Nigerians spend about 900 billion. I don't know, sure it's not. $900 million importation of pills from India yearly. 900 million US dollars. The question I ask is, our pharmacists, do they forget to learn how to make pills? Or wherever they train them in India, are they know, can we steal that curriculum? What is wrong with our education system? That's the question I want you to think about right now as we are on this show today. We're going to deal with this today because we should be holding ourselves tight and say we're going to fight now, and let us fight right now because this is the only way we're going to deal with this issue. Now, unfortunately, the only thing we really know how to do is play politics in the barbaric way, in the way we ring elections. But I'm not going to talk about that. Really talk about that. What is this? Why is it that our beautiful university, Covenant University, University of Benin, University of Lagos, all of them named them UI, one of the best, they call UNM, one of the best. They cannot train pharmacists that will help in research when there is an outbreak of a disease. I'm very sure when we had this issue of what do you call it? When we had the Ebola, the Ebola crisis, we were waiting for vaccine. It was the West that came to cure us. Let me tell you why this is sad. This is very remarkable and something very close. Do you know today, sickle cell is a disease suffered by mainly black people? Let me repeat. Sickle cell. Have you, if you look very well, they tell you don't marry SS or AS. If you are AS, I will never marry you to somebody that AS. That's why they not ask you a genotype before you get married. In those days, we call them a band, they would kill the children. They died. We didn't know that it was SS or it's the genotype that was caused. Thank God, Oyibo has helped us to realize that. Are we still waiting for them to discover the cure to it? If that disease was here in the UK, it would have been cured. As we speak now, not even one Nigerian research institute is looking at that big thing that would have bring money. You know what's so funny? All the black people in America were dying from this disease. Black people were dying. It was the Johnson era that declared it a major pandemic. And he now said we should do testing before we get married. As we speak today, Nigerians are not even aware, not to think of creating a cure for something that is peculiar to us. Guess what? Not this year, the Middlesex Hospital here came out with a cure to sickle cell. We're waiting for the final rollout of that very particular thing. That is how bad it is. We suffer anything that is peculiar to black people will kill us continually. In fact, till that kingdom come. And I'm asking, what are we doing with this whole universities? What are we doing with our education system? Can we still blame the white man now for this education that has failed? Something is wrong with us. We need to sit down and talk to one another. This is not sound. It doesn't tell us. And what is so funny when I talk about this, my dear, they say, oh, we are very smart people. Smart, my foot. How can you be smart and you cannot solve simple problem about yourself? Now, sickle cell has been killing us from day one, and as we are now, it's still there. We are not finding cure to it. Even to prevent it, we couldn't. We rely on aids from the West to raise awareness alone. We are not even being able to raise awareness about it within our community. It is those of us who are now in the West that are now coming to bring some information. Now, the real thing reaching us is if this is peculiar to us black people. Don't you think it might be peculiar to something, an animal, maybe it might be even mosquito that is causing it? Because that thing that is making our cells to turn sick, we could find out now. Would that be so hard? Would that be so difficult, my people? At least let's find out the cause, then find out the cure to something that is killing us. No. Our medical scientists are sleeping. There's no research that doesn't concern that. Of course, we've not eaten. They've carried all our money, they've looted the whole money. So how are we going to spend money on research? When one idiot just looted the whole amount of money, and we are busy fighting the insurgency in the Northwest. Something is we need to correct. And it is so sad because it is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad, so sad that this is the future we have for ourselves and our children. And this is not only happening in Nigeria, it's happening in other African countries. But to be fair, the white people, I want to blame them for the education they gave us. Like I rightly explained, they gave us that education to fit in what we needed. Now we have the country to run. Are we going to remain dependent on them? Because that's who we are. Our God. We depend on them for the every little thing. We ask for independence. We got it. But now we still depending on them for every little thing we do. Even in our governance, we're going to come to that tomorrow. They stick to it. And you know what is why this is so sad? Why this is really sad? Let me ask you this. Now, before the Western education came, were people dying from sickle cell in Africa? What did our parents do about it? It might be barbaric way of treating it, but there must be some wisdom. Do I get to know? Oh, they cure most of us with herbs there. But all the things the Indian people are doing, they're making it from herbs. They're not making it from animals or what in herbs. Any medicine today is a composition of chemicals or something that are mixed together for you to drink and it's curing you. How come that the herbs Africa were using is now so barbaric or they are now so stupid that we cannot learn? And now the Indian that is even teaching us, America that is teaching us, don't we send people there to go and study what they're doing and improve on it? The only thing is, you know, and that's why I'm happy when you come to the UK, there's a young guy that following him seriously. He teaches you know how to do when you do academic writing. It's not repeating what have been said. It's what you bring in your critical analysis of it. Meaning you don't just report what it is. You're not invited as a student to report. You are invited to contribute to knowledge. That's why when you do masters, you are expected to add little things. And when you do PhD, it's a research. That's why it's a research degree. Except that we don't have research in them. Otherwise, all the people, let me forget about now, all the people that have done PhD in medicine, what were their research on? What did they do research on? And after that, what did they continue with? This is a very serious issue. I'm just looking at health now. Only health with our education system. It has failed us. And it's failing us because we are only busy looking at what the other, you know what it is. It's your ability to speak the Kris English. Hey, can you speak English? His English is so good. That is what they taught you. When they came, they wanted somebody who can speak good English to interpret for them. That makes you now an educated person because you can speak English. You are very, very stupid. I'm sorry. Anybody that thinks that speaking good English is an education, is the most stupid person on earth. Because that was something they just did so that you can interpret for them. But now, let's forgive them. They taught us Pythagoras theorem. They taught us physics. We now have physics. It's the same law of Newton that is studied in the US, United States, that is studied in Nigerian University today. The same principles. So you don't have any excuse not to be able to apply your own to your own system. But with the education system, now look at for politics, like people like the man again, they producing what we already have. Sorry, oh my God, I'm not about to, I'm just trying to use that as an instance. With them repeating what we already have, how can we improve? So are you saying that in my lifetime, Nigeria will continue to depend on India for pills? It is sad. I don't know who really changed this. I don't have to listen to this, but I really want to challenge this. Let me tell you this now. You know what's so good? Let me go back before the Bible. We have a way of training people for the skills we need. In those days, a child that wants to learn carpentry will go and do apprenticeship with a carpenter by on the roadside. If we do that job, we will learn with that man for about 3 years, and at the end, he will be signed off. The same thing with hairdressing now. Today, hairdressing is very good. There are people study hairdressing and they sign them out. In fact, the most common one we see today are the fashion designers. They're doing it. Modern system is called the apprenticeship system. Now, the Igbo people, because they are good in commerce, they employ that too. You see, an Igbo man will take his brother or his cousin or his people from the village to come and work with him. The boy will be serving him for maybe 5 to 6 years, sometimes four, during which he will work with no pay, but learn the work. In the process, he will be learning how, maybe it's just learning how to sell biscuits. He will do that for over 4 years. At the end, he will become an expert in the sales of biscuits. And then they sign him up. That is why even CNN came to Nigeria and they confessed that that system of education, which you call barbaric, which is informal, Nigerian people know how to speak good English. You see them in news of everything. Very good of it. CNN confessed that that is the highest incubator of successful businesses worldwide. Now, let's not listen to CNN. Let's talk. The last time I came here, I asked you, and I asked myself, say, how many people study, or not study, how many people study mechanical engineering that are out of job today? They are living. Now, let's take simple. Let's take simple. How many mechanics, those ones you call mechanics, that's the right word to use. Those are learned to learn mechanics by the roadside. Are they out of job today? A mechanic can never be found because the cars are out there. They need to be fixed. They're gonna be breaking down. We use them every day. That is a skill that is tailored to the immediate need of the society. One would have expected that the mechanical engineering student would do research on how to make things better. Instead, in fact, do you know the cars being made today? The one we said Nigeria are now making cars are actually done by those mechanics because it's a welder that will fabricate it and they just put something together and they saw the whole Nigeria start making the car. You stupid man. Our engineers have not really worked so well with Innocent Motor to come up with another brand, another make, another. No, you know what is so sad? This year, 2026, we're going international. In the United Kingdom, we're going to have self-drive cars. I don't know whether you understand it. You enter the car, it will take you to where you're going. With no driver. The vehicle will come, you will enter and it will take you to where you're going. I don't know how that's going to work. Now, we in the legal profession, we are fighting how we're going to control that, how we're going to regulate that, who will be held responsible if there's an accident. That's what we are debating at the moment. The government has done their research, they're going to roll it in. That is a future. Now, I'm very sure one thief in Nigeria will be the first to go and buy it and bring it to Nigeria to come and drive it where there is no system for it. Now, you know why this is so sad? Uber might be American. Both, I think it's a retail from one of these other retail companies. Are you saying that our Nigerian young men cannot come up with something that will be our own version of growth? Now we are using the same thing, both for Uber, used elsewhere. We contributed nothing to knowledge. And this is sad. We were not known to be that. We were known to be intelligent. What is happening to us? This whole thing starts from our education system. It is barbaric. It is primitive. We need to change it. English language is not education. It was the system they used when they needed us to interpret for them. It doesn't make you educated. Your educated, an educated person will be somebody who can provide solution to immediate problems. An educated person solve problems. The only reason you went out, you finished from school and you don't have a job is you were not trained to solve problems. Can I say that again? If in the course whatever you study, it is about you solving problems. Today, you will be using that skill to solve problems in society. But you were not trained to solve problems. You were only trained to be. In fact, I hire so many people and I see and I say, oh God, what kind of training do you guys have? They were not trained to solve problems. It's not the kids now, it's the education system that is completely outdated. The reformation is more than necessary. And that's why we don't go anywhere. Let me put it another way. This is the most barbaric one, the one that makes me cry most. And I'm putting this university here today, they will still go throughout this. So that when you call, you look at them and you clap for them. Let me ask you, all these universities here, among the universities I have here now, I don't know what their names here because I can't, my eyes are not very good. Can I ask you, how many of them do you know have a department or a faculty for film production? How many of them have a department for music production? How many of them have a department for fashion design? How many of them have a department for training comedians? But they all have a department for theater arts. And I know very many of them in Hollywood today, they had to cross from theater art to television, to movie production. Because the question you ask is why? Theater is a complete different industry from movie production. Camera is something, now I'm looking at the camera, I understand how the camera is looking at me. I don't need to look everywhere. In theater, I have to play everywhere. But I'm here now, I'm looking at my camera. The camera that communicates with me is what I use to communicate with you. That is my focal point. Well, on the stage, I need to learn everything, how to express, how to sing, how to do everything so the whole audience will do it. How can somebody trained to act for stage be good for camera when you act, when access is focus, cut? Because we cut a lot. We cut it, we put it together in movies. Now we don't have any school, no department, no school in Nigeria offers movie production. But we have loads and loads of places where they do theater art. Again, let me teach you, let me say this. Theater in the UK works very well because you know the weather now is very cold. So at this time of the year, people go out to the theater to go and watch play. So it is a culture here that when it's cold, you put on your jacket, you go into the hall and you watch a beautiful play. And it's about people standing on the stage and impressing you. It's very expensive to watch a theater play. Let me ask you this. How many theater houses do you have? How many? Cultural dance is the only one I know of. The cultural dance group they said they're theater. Well enough, I'm not going to go into that. Do you understand? But you know why this is the irony of this? Nollywood is the second largest film industry in this world. It has nothing to do with the Nigerian university. Look at the disconnect. Answer the question. How come that the biggest industry we produce Now we are so proud of to have an industry. There is no Nigerian university that is participating in the training of the individuals. And that's why we are not going to do so great in Nollywood. Why? Because these are the job of apprenticeship. The deeper aspect of it, which is the critical thinking that you bring in so you can bring some innovation. And use the camera to break the rules. You know how many people are breaking the rules in film? In those days, you must cut, 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 cut. Now people just say they jump cut. People, and we enjoy it. We don't wait for continuity in those days as they teach us. People break the rule because they got so confident to say that no, this is not the essence of it. The essence of it is for me to entertain and to tell my story in a quicker way and in a more unique way. And they're breaking the rules and it's being accepted. Nollywood break rules every day. If Nollywood breaks the rule, they say they know what they're doing. If the Kris break the rule, they say, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You're mad. It's because we don't have the confidence. We don't have the training. The essence of education is so that you find solutions to problems. Look at Nollywood. If only we had trained professionals from Nollywood, our movie will be defeating them. We'll be at the Oscars. We don't even need to go to Oscars. They'll be coming to us. They will see the kind of movies we are rolling out. They will be confused because they can't compete with us if we have the right training. Unfortunately, we don't. And you're going to look for who is the cause of the problem. Yes, it's your education system. It is begging for change. And we can do this. And we don't have to be proud. We have to be sincere with one another. Go back to the drawing board and say, what kind of education do we really need for Nigeria? What kind of education do we need for Africa? You know what's so sad? The thing that's going to make you well now, the people going to respect you, is when you can speak with English. Or for those of you in the French countries, those of you who can speak French, say French. Parle français. That's all I know. That's all I know. It's stupid. A language is a means of communication. You communicate something. Of what use is it, man? Of what use is it, sir? Speaking English is going to make you a very intelligent person. And we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to do that. Let's stick to the education. Now let's go to the second part of it. I'm going to stick to the little bit of the production. As I'm talking here, you know I'm talking to us. You are the biggest disgrace Nigeria ever. All you people do every day is fight how you're going to go on strike without single innovation. The Nigerian university is dead under your watch. I think ASU should be ashamed. As a body of the highest intellectuals in the country, you are the highest. If Nigeria is going to go anywhere intellectually, that is where the brain. You are the think tank of the nation. What is wrong with you? Now look at what the president did. He wanted somebody to come ahead INEC. They went to university. When they wanted somebody to head INEC the other time, they went and bring a Professor our former INEC chairman before Mahmoud, Jega Mahmoud, and now this one. Because they believe in you. The government are like they are laymen. They cannot do anything. They don't even have the knowledge you have. That's why you are there. And by the time you are useless, only looking for how to collect money salary, you're going to remain poor, and the system is not poor as it is. But let me ask you this. How many of the Nigerian universities you see they have a department for this? Now I'm going to even talk about the courses you are training on. But let me talk about the ones that Nigerian curriculum refused to even admit. That Nigerian university, do you know how much now Nigerian music is everywhere? Every kid in Nigeria is an artist. If you give them opportunity to sing, they will do well. But do you know they are not trained? They just jump into the studio and they begin to practice this craft and look at where they are. See, there's so many things with education. It teaches you how to do to be reformed, to be a better because every industry you go into, they will teach you the rudiment, the ethics of the industry. Most of our filmmakers are not ethical, and it's not their fault. Most of the musicians are not ethical. It's not their fault because they didn't go through a training to understand the ethics of the industry. As a lawyer, you are trained the ethics. And I was not surprised with the mistake Honorable made. The boy cannot be ethical of what? What did you train him? Nigerians, I want to kill him. Yes, he's a young boy from the street who went into fame. He's going to make this kind of mistake. In fact, if he's not making it, then I'm confused. He's supposed to make this kind of ethical mistakes. You see, these are simple things education can do. Do we have any school in Nigeria that teach music? Or we are doing well in music? Guys, how come? Are you saying that Nigerian education will not be good for the music industry? Or they're going to poison it, or they're going to make it better? Then why would we have universities? That the best industry that is actually making our young people out, that bringing them out, we don't have training for them. Now let's look at fashion designer. The last time I saw a fashion design course was my governor buying kits of machines, or my house of rep or house of assemblyman buying some machine and said it's empowering people. Now they're training people in the local way to be fashion designers. You are happy for that. And you know the kind of machine you see training them with? The old style. Sir, look at how I'm dressed today. I think this shirt is coming from Ted Baker. It's not made in India. This shirt is not. Can we make this? Accept the rest. We have an advantage. We have young people who have the energy to work. Not old people like that, please. So we have young people who have energy to work. All we needed to do is to train them, give them the right tools, and they will rule the world. They've demonstrated that in music, they've demonstrated that in movies. Now, fashion, which is even making more money than these two industries. For your information, fashion is making money, serious money. But do you know what Nigerian fashion could be making? You are insulting us. Our life will depend on only fashion. Now I'm in UK hearing Bangladesh, made in Bangladesh. Made in Bangladesh is what I'm hearing. Most of them, when you wear something, you buy something Farah, you think it's made in here. You buy Nest, you think Nest is made in India. You idiots come here, you buy Nest and you take it home. I'm hearing Nest. It's made in Bangladesh, Akpa. I'm sorry, but imagine what Nigeria will be making if we can actually give young people training, buy the right machines. This machine now, if the machines we have now, and if you give them this sewing machine, this one that can sew with electric machine and that can all, and you now begin to roll out some products, maybe this kind of nice machine. There's no way it is really made in Nigeria that it will not be so. There's no way in the world that anything that because this shirt is made in Nigeria that cannot sell that. Now the white people came to your land, like I said the other day, it is time now for the colonization of Europe. They came to colonize you. And I said it again and again. And I want to repeat this. When these guys came, they saw potential, they saw minerals we have, and they came. And they did not see it on the face. So they worked, they brought it out. They set up companies. They did not see you said you don't have the company already set up. They came and they set it up and they took it away. And I'm asking you now, this shirt is selling massively in the UK. This is their shirt. Who told you cannot make this and sell it back? What does it take to make this? You know, you have a comparative advantage because you have younger people and your labor is cheaper. You know, this is sad. This is sad. Because I used to use talk. When I talk to my customer service, the people that pick my call is always from South Africa or from India. Because you know why they contract those jobs out? Because it's expensive to employ somebody in the UK. I've been struggling to employ two people in the UK because it's expensive. Hello, it is very, very expensive to employ somebody in the UK. So instead of me to pay £2,500 for somebody just picking my call in the UK, the company prefer to contract it out to South Africa or to India. Nigeria couldn't even take advantage of that. So we cannot even see train people to answer telephone with all the good English you speak. Do you know young people in Nigeria, you can earn ₦1,000,000 today easily for just picking the phone and answering it, look at the computer and answer those questions. The job I've been begging Nigerians since I've been here, I've been begging even your telecommunication, your state to come here and come and strike this kind of deal and take the job home. South Africa is already doing it. India is an expert in this. Why can't we take this home? Now let's even come back and sell what they have to them. The way they sold what we have, now they see selling what we have. Now we are not good in oil. They say come and take the oil, they will do it and sell it back to us. Why can't we sell something back? That's the question. They are even begging you to come and do it. Are we going to blame the white people for this problem? We need to get up. Nigeria, it is time that our education system, we too need to fit for purpose. Right now, it's a waste of space. And anytime, any good person, let me say this to you now, this is good person. When you meet a new governor in the House of Reps, and he said, I'm bringing a school, and you ask, what kind of school is the idiot? We're bringing college of education, that we don't have enough teachers. See, you guys are funny. The bringing school of midwifery, is that the issue? Has he even thought of setting up a unique school of midwifery that will solve our local problem? Oh God. Let me talk about this. I'll say this and I'll keep quiet. And I know when I say this, the governor of Delta State will be mess. Sorry, sir. I'm now a good man, so we're not young people. When I talk, you can only tell me, say, you don't understand. Sir, let me ask you. They called Okowa roadmaster. Iborike the constructed. Oduan came the constructed. Okowa was the roadmaster. This one is constructing bridges like no man business. Well and good. One would have been thinking that as of today, if we really need to construct road in Delta State, that we will train people who will help us to construct it. This is the one I've been shouting, and I will continue to ring it like me back in there. Now they still give the contract to Chinese. Or now they give it to Julius Berger. Oh, Julius Berger, German company. It's a German company. Worry. A German company. You guys are different. So that you give your best job to a German company. Who construct road in Germany? Is it English people that go to construct road in Germany? Or is American that go to construct road in Germany? What is wrong with us? So you cannot train Nigerians to construct road. Even now that we know that we want to really construct road, you see this Tinubu government. First from Calabar, Lagos to Calabar, now from Badagry to Sokoto. You want to construct this massive road, but you don't train people. Guess what? Go and look at who has those contracts. Now I found out that the Lagos to Calabar is being done by some Lebanese born in Nigeria. They are not born in Nigeria. They are not Nigerians. Whether you like it or not, color up. They swear for us. Look at the color of the skin. They swear for us. How can we begin this process? It is again about the miseducation of the Nigerians. And anywhere I go today, we will only all we're going to see if we are now known to have the best medical system before the white people came. In fact, they stole some of these herbs. They used to use to cure us. Our forefathers, they understood it. They tried it. Don't forget, medicine is about trial and error. Someone that say, "Oh, there's a disease here. I will try this." If it works, it becomes a medicine. Research is about proposing things. Some may work, some may fail. That's why they do it in the lab before they bring it out. How many labs do we have? We will try on our forefathers have tried it again and again, and they now know this cures it. When you have an issue, they say, "Go bring that leaf, plug it, use it to rub it, and it will cure it." They've tried it. For your information, the Chinese have their own medicine. They don't take Indian pills. Only you guys see where Indian pills is still dominating. Because they are very lazy people again. People, Nigerians, what happened to us? Can't we contribute one thing to this world? One little thing. The Nollywood we are now good at. Do you know we are not in control of it? We don't even know. There's no way Nollywood can go anywhere. Listen, where we are now, you know why? Any industry that does not have a market controlled by innocent people is a police industry. It doesn't own, you don't own the industry. Because tomorrow, Netflix can say something and that is not the Nigerian government you are watching. Your kids, your children have come up with an industry. They call it Nollywood. Something I don't buy, but I now accept it. Nollywood copy. Why Nollywood? Why not African sign or something? But my English is not our language. Not the one who copy Hollywood and say Nollywood. Now we have it, and we are not doing well in it. But we are not doing well though if you don't know. Because if you look at the level, the amount of thing we are producing and the income we are generating, we are stupid. If we have improved, if we could just improve on it, then we're doing great. Do you know the last event I had in UK? I was going to focus on the skills about training us with the right knowledge so that we can improve on what we already what we got. Because the only thing, the only deficiency in Hollywood is skill gap. I can tell you the 90% of your film directors today, go and tell them where did they study it. What do they even understand by directing films? Other than let me go and I've worked with this person for some time, I can direct a film. Do you understand what it means to direct a film? Who is a director? No, because now they give them credit. They can read some good books and they say something. But that confidence is never there. They can't afford to break the rules. Our movies are still behind. Without the creative mind coming in, without the proper cinematography, without editor telling you we're gonna jump and jump, we're gonna back and forth, we're not going anywhere. You're not gonna learn that in a classroom, you're gonna learn that in the field, but you must have the theory first. Why how come that our universities are not enough? If I want to learn to be a cinematographer today, where do I start? If I want to learn to be that is an editor, where do I start? What does it take for me to be a director? Go and learn by the roadside. Are you going to tell me I didn't learn well because I studied from the next man? But it's working for us. But what I'm saying that it would have been great. Have you seen an American film? The story might not be great, but the plot alone, you will be satisfied. And you will see the camera moving. That's budget. You see, one camera is not the one. Nollywood there, two people sit there and talk. The next people they talk. Now they've improved a little bit. Sorry, this is the truth about us. And when people watch us, they don't take us serious. And they will never take us serious until we learn to improve on this. And we can. Now, you know what is so good? Fela brought Afrobeat to Nigeria. In a way, you have to give him credit. He studied music here. Fela studied music. He didn't jump into it. That's why his music is more original. He brings in the African flute. He was confident. That man was a rebel to the core. He believed in himself. You cannot do that if you don't believe in yourself. But you acquire the knowledge and you come to the point that say, oh, like what that is. Listen, I've got to the point when I say I think I know that. If I say anything now, you tell me without my statement, if not, we'll be debating it if I don't come. Because I won't say anything which I don't think I'm not convinced I know what I'm saying. All these things will come to play when you have the trained mind. Instead, I'm sure if you go to Nigerian University, they know how to analyze political capital. Have you been there? Oh, well, look at what he said this. Look at what he said this. People are out of their mind. We have a beautiful industry, begging for the right talent to raise it to the highest level. So that American boys will be looking at. Have you seen what the boys are now doing with the music? They're not looking to pair with us. Why do you think American artists want to pair with us? It's the population. They are in a country, they are mostly black people, they are in a country where they don't like them. Or they don't have the majority are white people. And they know that you are like them, you're black, you are one. So if you pair with me, we have a bigger market. They want to pair with you. The same would have happened with the movie industry, that today the black filmmakers in the US should be thinking of how they're going to pair with us. We have one market. They love us. When you see the black man, you want to watch it because it's who you are. It's about identity. Have we been able to take advantage of it? Don't play with me. Do you know the population of the black people? In Africa alone, we have 1 point something billion. America is 40 something million with the right power, economic power to rule things. Then look at the whole Caribbean. Look at us in the UK. What is it that you have to sell movie-wise that cannot sell? So why are we still here? Why are we waiting for Netflix to tell us to go into the bush and shoot some rubbish? The Nigerian education tragedy is something that we need to address. Unfortunately, you cannot blame someone like me who is only waiting to win the president. I can tell you, Tinubu number one priority is to win the president. And another thing the Nigerian government can do is when there is oil, they will run and protect it. That's the only two areas I know Nigeria is good at. Not only no other president is good at it. No other president have done anything different. When Tinubu comes to office, is what he did. When Buhari was in office, is what he did. In fact, any Nigerian president, Obasanjo was there. Obasanjo would go and kill anybody in Niger Delta if he dared do anything about oil. You see? Sir, what I'm saying to you, we could have been the highest producers of cement if Obasanjo did not limit it to Ghana. If Obasanjo know that we could produce cement that the whole of Africa will need, do you know that Dangote cement? I was in Antigua and Barbuda. They were asking me, can we get Dangote cement to Antigua and Barbuda? How about Nigerian cement? You guys are foolish, man. How about Nigerian cement? Dangote have a lot on his plate. You're waiting for one single man to solve this problem. And you see, I'm just wondering, and I'm looking at the vast opportunities we have. Nobody can limit us if we really want to do this. The opportunities, what is it that you're going to produce in Nigeria that you cannot sell? The last time I was saying, we're not breaking Nigeria, man. That's not our problem. This is our local fight. Is the most barbaric thing I've ever heard in my time. I never knew that when I'm 60 years old, that Nigeria will still be fighting tribal war. Igbo man want to vote, Yoruba man want to vote. The same thing about Nnamdi Azikiwe. Awolowo, forget Ojukwu. Ojukwu was only came out to follow up what they did. The people, the origin of tribalism in Nigeria was Nnamdi Azikiwe. Awolowo, Tafawa Balewa. These were the three people. They were not seeing the country as a whole. Of course, maybe that's what they do. But you guys accepted the constitution written for you. If you don't want it, why did you break it then? I'm going to IROC if you don't like, but one that saw these limitations and he said, no, let's make it one a unity state. Let the economy be in the federal level. That's what we are going through now. In those days, everybody had their own police, had their own team. And I don't even think we have a problem as it is right now. I'm still enjoying this new structure. Have we been able to do anything with it? Do you know my Nigerians? When I come to talk about the state of the nation, one thing you must know about myself, I'm interested in the economy. The only reason we are fighting is economy. The only reason Tinubu want to get to that office is the money, economy. Let me repeat that. The only reason you want to be a governor is the money. Who are you with no money? Who do I give a damn about the body if not the money is controlling? Who give a damn about Tinubu if not the money is controlling? But God, if they tell you the amount of money that roll on this guy's table, you will know why they are powerful. When they say something, things move. It's nothing else. They have money. And the money is coming only from oil. My reason of doing this show every day is to say to them, bro, we can make more money from even this kind of little shirt to UK than oil. If we choose to make only this kind of things and supply it around the world in 1 year, we will make more money than oil. I've not mentioned agriculture. That one God gave it to us. When he said to them, I'm giving the children of Abraham, that land free will make a honey. I'm sure Abraham was a black man. There's no way Abraham would have been a white man. Because the blessing of Abraham is what you are saying. Instead, it becomes a curse. Like I keep saying every day. They said, I'm going to give your father a land and your children, your descendants, a land, the children of Abraham, a land flowing with milk and honey. Is Israel flowing with milk and honey? It's a dry land. Have you been to Israel? Or it's not the same Israel they're talking about? Tell me which land is flowing with milk and honey there. Come to Africa. You can pick diamond on the street of Congo, the Republic of Congo. Nigeria, we didn't, don't forget, we didn't work for that oil. It's there. And it's still there. We couldn't even discover it. It's there. Tell me what is it that we don't have in our land? Instead, we still don't know God. We still following the God they taught us. The same way, listen, when they came, you cannot blame them. Let me tell you the kind of Christianity they gave to us. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I will stop. I will not go into details of it today, but just to make my point. Because I'm going to stop this video. It's the first day here. Let's deal with this. All right. What kind of Christianity did they introduce? Ask yourself. It was not the full Bible that came to us. They have to take the part they don't want and add the part they need. Whether you like it or not, you get to deal with this part. When I'm a Christian, when I read the Bible, I only read what Jesus Christ said. They didn't go there. If not, which part of the Bible? Which part of God you know say that you can be a slave? When the Bible is telling you to be loyal to the master. You try to understand. And when you have your children, you do this. When I have a child as a slave with a woman, the child belongs to the slave master, not my child, not the woman. They were breeding us for the slave master. And where in the Bible, where in God's book, the God I know, don't make me fall cry. Where is it that you can teach somebody that one? But that was what they brought. Because when they brought the vision, they want us to be loyal to them. So they wanted to bring our moral to that understanding that it's okay to be a slave. You have been some part of India, they tell you that they want to be poor on earth so they will be rich when they come back. Stupid thing. And they told you you're going to go to heaven when you die. Whether they are in heaven here, heaven is here. You go and read the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The heavens and the earth. Heavens is here. And all they tell you that there's earth here. Where's the heaven? It's here. And that time there was even no hell. It was the sin of man that brought in hell. So he created the heavens and the earth and the heavens. This is the earth, and the beauty of the earth is the heavens. I take the ordinary land as the earth. Then the beauty of it is the heavens. You see the sky, the beautiful. That's why they always look at the sky. No, the sky brought in a lot of things. It brought in light. It brought in a lot of things. Yes, it's okay to confuse it. But heavens is here. There is no heaven somewhere you're going to. Until you die before you go to heaven, you are sick. Because the reason I know that, the beginning there was no death. When God created the man and Eve, were they going to die? Were they going to die? So who told you that you were meant to die? That from creation, God created you to die. You are stupid. God never created man to die. It was the sin of man that made us to be dying today. Every day I'll keep bringing that as part of my truth. We are not meant to die. And if we stop the things that is killing us, we will no more die. Nobody is there to preach that to you. Even they cannot preach it to themselves because they know they all committed, they've come short of that glory of God. The last time I said on my show here, my daughters were crying. They said, I said, what did Jesus say? I said, Jesus Christ said, I'm not going to die, but I'm still dying. That's why I don't agree. They said, what are you talking about? But it's true. Jesus Christ said, I came so that you have life and life abundant. He didn't say you will die and inherit it. If we had listened to Jesus, there would be no more death today. We killed him. And we said, we're going to be saved. Now, who saved you? The true salvation is to stop querying ourselves why we kill Jesus and not to do such thing again. And there will be no more death. You're going to die when you go to heaven? Don't worry, now grind to go. Bye-bye to you. You know what to do. Listen, I'm going to try and end the show here. The education tomorrow, we're going to look at how it affects religion. And this part I just touched upon now, it's going to offend you, but I will deal with it. When we say we've been educated wrong, it's a tragedy. I've been trying to look at only the creative sector today. You find that we are a tragedy there. In the medicine, we're a tragedy. Religion, we are. Culturally, oh my God. It's going to take a lot. A whole lot to educate us. The true education is not something that the priest can actually pass on. As long as we still believe today that we're going to die and go to heaven, we're stupid. The thing that is killing us is here. Do you know how many ammunition we spend money to review? Do you know many people that have died in the Ukrainian war? Do you know how many people have died during the Gaza? How many people died in Sudan? How many people died of natural death? That is not disease oriented. If we solve this problem alone, you know how many years we will live? If bullets no more kill us. Boko Haram is busy shooting, killing. If you see the last video I saw, I was crying. Is this God? Is this when we're going to go to heaven? No, they're killing us here. Meaning, it is our own sin that is killing us. It's not God. There's no other judgment. The sin of men is what is sending us to hell. The last time I checked, go and read your Bible. When at the beginning, when God created Adam and Eve, there was no death. It was, in fact, and God has never participated in the killing of man. It was Cain who killed Abel. That's the beginning. Let me stop this because you guys can't stand this. And I don't think you're ready for this. I know the religion they've been taught. When I come with my church, I'm going to teach you the gospel of the true and everlasting covenant as Jesus Christ. We didn't need to kill this. We killed the man from whom could it. Last time I was asking, why did you kill this? I won't go into all that. Let me try and end the show here because I have a lot of things. And like I said, I'm in a new environment where I'm not too comfortable with. I'm trying to fit in and still get things done. Thank you very much. 1 hour is enough for today. We'll do this again and again, and I have a lot of things to believe me as well these days. That the place is trying to be busy. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm busy. Even with second thing. But thank you very much for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow again. Now that the place is set for this, I'll be comfortable from here and actually talk to you on this background of the day. And this is a place where we'll be talking to each other. Don't forget, my team is here in love. This show, as we're having it, we're going to join from everywhere in the world, and we're going to discover it. That's where I'm going. It's not discovery. But let me go that side. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys. Please stay out.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234-8143-582856 or +447-4388-93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Chocolate Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us.
Okay.
Because the activities of our politicians is